I am in the small town of Hodgenville, Kentucky. And while this is a very small town in rural Kentucky, it is the birthplace of a towering figure in our history. And I've already been to his gravesite and showed you guys that in Springfield, Illinois. Have you guessed who it is? Yeah, that's right. It's Abraham Lincoln. This is the very spot where he was born. From what I understand, inside here there is a replica of the cabin that he was born in. So let's go take a look at it first. An idyllic frontier scene, the Lincolns typified families who settled on the Kentucky frontier in the early 1800s. They built self-sufficient lives around the area's natural resources. Alright, so here is the cabin that they have in here. Like I said, this is not the original one. It is a replica. The original has been long lost. Yeah, can't really see in there. A little light might be nice, huh? Can see that a little bit, huh? Let me back up a little. That is pretty awesome. It smells like old wood. Well, all right. No windows. Very small, isn't it? Now there's the spot where Lincoln's cabin was. It is right next to what they call a sinking spring. And is the reason that they built the cabin there for this water source. It says on the sign that this was probably the spot where Lincoln took his first drink of water. Yeah, these are partially underground and they empty out into local rivers and lakes. There you go. Here over the log cabin where Abraham Lincoln was born, destined to preserve the Union and to free the slave. A grateful people have dedicated this memorial to unity, peace, and brotherhood among these states, with malice toward none, with charity for all. Yeah, little miniature of it. I'm a couple miles down the road in Hodgenville. And this is the town officially listed as the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln. Give you a look at the downtown. We've got a couple statues of Lincoln here. One of them of him as a young boy. And it is right here. I'm hoping you can see that. Illustrating his love for reading, which was well known. And over here, of course, is a replica of his most famous statue, the one in Washington, D.C. Of course, of him much later in life. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? I am in residential now, so let's see what the numbers are for the town that Abraham Lincoln was born in. Here's a map real quick first. And then here's population. Peak population was in 2020, last census, 3235. And here's the 2023 estimate, 3262. Median age here is 33. It's 52% female, 48% male. Here is the ethnic breakdown. 82% white, 10% Hispanic, 2% black. Last 6% is mixed race or other. All right, so here's the median household income. $58,750 a year. That's $11.30 a week. Pretty good for a small town. The cost of living here is an 87. Housing's the lowest at 57. Utilities are highest at 104. All right, so what's poverty? Overall, 22.3. For school-age children, it is 33%. That's pretty high. 65 and older, it's 11%. Median home value here, $137,100. Hodgenville is the county seat for LaRue County. There is the county courthouse. I believe that was built in the 60s. Anyway, that looks like neoclassical, doesn't it? Well, I've got a lot to show you guys, so I'm thinking it's time to head to the next destination. I am in busy Bardstown, Kentucky. Bardstown is the county seat for Nelson County. That is the county courthouse. Built in 1892, that is Richardsonian Romanesque architecture. My favorite style. This is a beautiful town. In fact, Travel and Leisure magazine ranks this one of the 10 most beautiful towns in the United States. It's living up to that so far, and driving in, man, the neighborhood's absolutely beautiful. Bardstown calls itself the bourbon capital of the world. As you can see, this is a busy downtown with lots of traffic. There is some really interesting architecture here. I'm going to seek it out and show it to you now. All right, so how about if I show you a map real quick? You can see where I am in Kentucky. And here's population history. Last census, 13,567, that was peak. 2023, 13,673. So yeah, this is a growing town. Median age is 39. It's 51% male, 49% female. This is the old Talbot Tavern, built in 1779 as a stagecoach stop, and it has remained open continuously to this day. And in fact, as I understand it, this is the oldest building in Kentucky, still standing. And here's another shot of it. It is a B&B. It looks like a bar and a gift shop now. Yeah, the old Talbot Tavern, 1779. This is one of the many distilleries in the area. Chicken Cock Whiskey. I actually just bought a bottle of that. Let me give you some numbers while I'm here in this quiet part of the town. Here's ethnic breakdown. 79% white, 13% black, 5% Hispanic, 1% Asian, remaining mixed race or other. Median household income, $49,781 a year. It's $9.57 a week. Poverty, it's really good here. 11.1% overall. School-aged children, 13%. Folks 65 and older, 5%. Those are all lower than the U.S. Cost of living, here's the index, a 92. Housing's lowest at 75. Utilities, 104. Took me a few minutes to find the old county jail. And you can see a cemetery right here, a small one. It is right here. Let's see if I can walk around it. This was built in 1819. Let's go around to the front. I believe it's a B&B now. According to the Travel Channel, this is one of the 10 most haunted places in the United States. Let's give you a look at it from the side here. I'm going to swing around and get a look at the front. And here it is. Old County Jail. Yeah. It's a bed and breakfast now. How awesome is that, huh? Now there's the county courthouse, by the way. You can see the jail. It's real close to it. Anyway, I wanted to show you this real quick. The left setting here. Yeah, we know what that's used for. This stock and pillory are replicas. Of the one erected in 1797 on public ground, right here. I was hoping it was the real thing. It's still cool looking though. Alright, so this is the Basilica of St. Joseph, built in 1823. And from what I understand, there are some really valuable paintings inside that were painted in the 1600s. So I want to walk up and see if I can go inside and check them out. Let's see, Reverend B.J. Flaggett, 1st Bishop, 1808. What do we have here on the other side? Reverend M.J. Spalding, 2nd Bishop, 1908. That's pretty awesome, isn't it? Well, I see some big locks here, so I'm thinking MSOL. Oh no. All right. I was wrong. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, here's the painting I was looking for. Painted in 1650 by Mattia Preti. I hope you can see that. Yeah, as you drive through the neighborhoods of the town, this is what you see. A lot of beautiful old houses. I was checking out crime. Last year, 24 incidents per 1,000 people. Compares to 23 for the US, so a little bit higher than the US. Yeah, there are a lot of colonial type houses here. It really is a beautiful town. It may actually deserve the top 10 ranking that it has. It's just filled with homes like this. Let me give you median home value real quick. $190,800. Looking at some of these houses, I'm surprised it's not higher, to be honest. I mean, wow. Well, did you guys know that there is a life-size replica of Noah's Ark right here in Kentucky? Yep. Nicole is waiting for me in Lexington. That is where we're staying. And I'm going to go grab her. And we're going to go to that Ark and show it to you. Yeah. So that's coming up next. We're at the Ark, where our actually on our way to the Ark. We've paid to park, and now we're on a bus that takes you to the Ark.
We are 2 more creatures that are getting on the Ark.
Yes. We're going to be the human pair on the Ark.
Yes, we are.
Anyway, yeah, we are headed there now. It was about a 5-minute ride here.
Wow.
But there it is.
It's cool looking.
It is cool looking, isn't it? And there it is.
It's pretty big.
An exact scale replica of Noah's Ark.
Do you still think it could have fit all those animals on it?
I don't. I don't think they could fit 2 of every single animal on it, no. But we'll see what they say about that.
Maybe there were fewer animals back then, you don't know.
I seriously doubt that. Definitely camels, though. I'm sure they got those on there. Well, can't wait to see the inside of this thing.
Well, you know, everybody said Noah was crazy for building his ark. You remember that part of the story?
Of course he was crazy.
No, he wasn't, though. He was the only one that survived the huge flood.
Well, God told him to.
He was the only person that wasn't crazy. Everybody around him, they were crazy and unbelieving for not believing in what God said.
Well, God told him to build it.
Exactly.
Yeah. As you walk up to it, you really start getting a feel of its size. This thing is big. See Nicole there walking underneath it to give you an idea. Now we are continuing our journey into the Ark, up a series of ramps. And we are inside now. What creatures were kept in here? Yeah, there's a lot of animals in here. Sounds like a storm too.
Oh my goodness, a storm? I never would have expected a storm.
Oh, I'm scared.
They should have it rocking back and forth.
Yeah. Noah's Prayer. God brought Noah through the catastrophic storm, showing him mercy and grace during the judgment. Noah was faithful in his generation to honor the Creator and do as he commanded. We are all descendants of Noah and should follow his example. Our storm of judgment is coming, and the Lord has offered mercy and grace through his Son, Jesus Christ. Honor the God of heaven and earth, follow him, and live forever. Was Noah required to bring spiders and insects? It's a good question. It says here that he wasn't, and that most likely they survived the storm because they can usually survive water. Basically what it's saying. So here they have dinosaurs.
It's a Dimetrodon.
I'm not sure if everyone would agree that dinosaurs were on Noah's Ark.
We're going to start a debate, honey.
Yeah. Did you know up to 85 kinds of dinosaurs were on the Ark? Well, what do you guys think? Now, according to them, there were 6,744 animals on the Ark. The serpent said to the woman, "You will not surely die." And then that's when all the trouble began, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Because of you women. It's all your fault.
Whatever, please.
God banishes Adam and Eve. And first murder, Cain murders Abel. And then next, the descent into darkness, civilization, building cities, polygamy, music, metalworking. Descent into darkness night. Anyway, metalworking. got giants. Violence. Man, this is quite the exhibit. Let's make sure you get a good look at that. I'm going to say it. I want this for my man cave.
Gosh.
I do. This is fantastic. Maybe a little smaller version of it.
Yeah, as we say, it's huge.
I guess this is imagery of worshiping false god, huh?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
These are quite well made. We are on the second deck, and above it there are, I guess, walkways where they would feed the animals. I guess they could just put the food in the cages like this. And yeah, this entire walkway is animals, and as you can see, it is long. Yeah, this is giraffes, and Nicole was wondering why they are so small. It's because they brought on, that is Noah and his family, they brought juvenile animals, a male and a female, so that they would take up a lot less room. Yeah, here's another walkway above the cages. Shows Noah, I guess that's Noah. And this is how they would feed the animals. Sure seems like they had it all figured out, doesn't it? Yeah, water distribution. You see these right next to every cage, and apparently it's got a plug in that they would cork it shut and fill it with water and then open it, and that's how the animals got water to drink. Yeah, here's one of the water tanks. You can see it right there.
Local flood? Who told you that? God said he was going to wipe out all flesh that lived on land. If he was speaking only of a local flood, it seems like God would have told me to move instead of spending decades building this ark. Plus, I wouldn't have needed to bring the flying creatures, since they could easily get away from a local flood.
The living quarters. This is where they spent their time when not taking care of animals. It looks pretty cozy, actually.
Yeah, it does.
This is where they would eat and have meetings. This is a depiction of the dove returning to Noah, the dove that he had let loose to see if there was dry land. If you look, you can see a twig in the dove's mouth. It was proof that the waters had receded. The flood. What happened outside of the ark? Well, as you can see, it was not good. Well, we are at the front of the ark now. And we're going to get something to eat at a place called Zera's. She was apparently the wife of Noah. That was her name.
never in the Bible.
It wasn't in the Bible, but there is Jewish text.
Oh, that's right. I did read that in there. You're
Yeah,
right.
they call her Imzara. Imzara. Anyway,
I'd say in Zara.
Imzara, yeah. All right, let's go check it out. So the place is a big buffet. And from what I understand, they got tons of stuff here. It's got really good reviews. They say the food's actually really good. We'll find out. And they have a huge selection. I just kept piling stuff on my plate. And I've got a roll here, orange chicken, fish, ribs. Is this a beef, right?
Beef pot roast, yes.
Beef pot roast, okay. And then potatoes down here, green beans, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes and gravy, and fried chicken. Yeah, I'm having a buffet on my plate.
I got beef pot roast, a piece of orange chicken. I've got a vegetable medley here and then I got potatoes and then a little bit of salad.
All right. Well, let's see if it's any good. Well, here's the verdict, guys. It's buffet food. It's pretty good, though. The fish was the only thing I really didn't like. The chicken's okay.
Not to get the fish.
Yeah, I know. Well, I want to try it. The chicken's so-so. I mean, I'm in Kentucky. It sure ain't no KFC. But the mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, the green beans, and the carrots, and the ribs were all really good. And this bread is really good, too. Yeah, surprisingly good. What about yours, Sam?
I'm sticking mostly with the pot roast. I'm really picky, so I don't really get buffet food. I never get buffet food, but I was sticking with the pot roast for the most part, and it was pretty good. Yeah, so the pot roast and the potatoes I liked, and actually I haven't made it to the salad. So, but for me those were the two things that were good.
Okay. Time for dessert, everyone, and I saved room. Yeah. Oh yeah. I got one of everything they have, except for cookies.
I'm sorry.
What?
That plate wasn't even meant for desserts. That plate was meant
I know.
for your dinner.
They tried to give us these little plates, and I'm like, I went over and got a big plate. But anyway, chocolate cake, white cake, and butterscotch pudding, and chocolate donut holes. And
Blueberry donut holes.
Oh, blueberry donut holes.
Yes, you should have read the little sign.
I didn't read the sign. You're right. And you just got chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake. Yes, I did. There were cookies too, but I don't know. I couldn't find any peanut butter ones, so I went for the chocolate cake.
Yeah, I wanted peanut butter cookie too, and they didn't have it. Well, guys, the dessert's pretty good. It's not fresh made. Let's not kid ourselves. Definitely not the donuts, because there's nothing like fresh made donut. No comparison. Butterscotch pudding's good. I love butterscotch pudding.
I'm not a pudding girl.
Both cakes are really good. I'm just full. Nicole stole what's
vanilla.
left of my vanilla cake, white
Yeah.
cake.
Well, I'm not going to eat the rest of my chocolate. I'm not splurging.
You just stole my cake.
You stole my cake.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. All right, everyone, you ready to see the receipt? It's safe to say that this is the cheapest meal that we've shown you. $42.38. That includes drinks.
That was the cheapest by far. I never even
Cheapest by
stopped for a
far.
drink. I would have just gotten water anyway.
Yeah. All right, yeah. $42.38 for this meal. There it is. All right, everyone, that's the end of this one. We are heading up into Ohio next. Yeah, so Ohio, here we come. We'll see you there.